I remember walking around out here last year with a backpack sprayer in this very spot. Get out of my face, bug. And that plant right there was a blanket in here. I sprayed some beans that were about that tall, thinking I'd kill them, the beans, but I didn't care because that plant had blanketed the area. And I've shown you by setting the camera on the ground, this thing is twice as tall as the beans. It just shade them completely out. But I got something that'll kill this thing now. I'm excited. I walked around out here with glyphosate, knowing it was only going to stun them a little bit. It was something to do. It felt like at least I was trying. But this right here, that's dead plant now. I've done a little test spot on various pieces of water hemp like that have come up, and this stuff works. It's well worth walking around out here to be able to do that now. This field is still not where I want it to be for actually getting the tractor together and the boom and all that and coming out here and spraying it. They're too small. All farmers, none of us do stuff the same. Everybody's got their way and what they choose for their operation. My way, I want to let the beans get a little taller. And these beans are in high stress situation. Now it's 8:30. It's cooled off. It's about 87 degrees out here now. Nowhere near as bad as it was today. Earlier today when I was over there by that irrigation reel, it was about 97 degrees. And beans are funny little plants. They protect themselves. They'll turn their leaves upside down when they know they're in a drought situation. All right, there's something, water hemp. I sprayed that. Oh shoot, lost my 17th. Today's 19th, and the sucker's dead. Now I'll still be keeping an eye on it because what was happening with putting glyphosate on them, glyphosate never got them that dead looking, but they looked burnt, and it would start new growth right down at the ground. Here's another one up here that I sprayed. That's pretty dead looking. If it kills the root, plant's gone. Plant ain't got a chance once you kill its root. Yeah, that's what I spotted right up there. I was looking. There's one right there. Now, die. Die. You are dead. And this Envive pre-emergent's doing a great job, but there's some breakthroughs. Here's another one coming through. Now that's interesting. Die. And there's some morning glory. You can die too. And there's one and another one. Oh good, that's my first sickle pod I've seen that I sprayed that's dying. Couldn't kill this stuff. That sickle pod, you don't want that around either. That's nasty, aggravating stuff. But there's another one over there, I think. No, that's just a bean plant showing off that he's a little taller than everybody else. That fertilizer and lime, you can probably see how red that dirt is right up there. That's the thickest stand of beans I ever had in that. We had some lime left over, and I was about to let the man take it back, so we come back up here and double hit this red land, and I laid the fertilizer to it. The rate was about, well, it was 400 pounds to the acre, and then I came back up here and hit this again with a little bit I had left over. So if I could just get some rain. You know, you can buy fertilizer and you can buy lime and you can buy seed. You can't buy rain. They don't have that for sale anywhere. I don't know what that weed is, but I don't want it. Die. I've heard something called mare's tail, but I'm not sure what that is. That's a one of a kind. Haven't seen a lot of that around here. That stuff right there. Yeah, this just feels like, you know, when you got something that works, and what I have noticed, this stuff works. Lamb's quarter, right up there side of plant. Die. And when you're spraying with a backpack sprayer, you know, you try to figure out, well, what's your application rate? You know, it's a whole different thing than setting up your boom sprayer and doing your measurement of your boom, spacing of the nozzles, and then you find out what to set the travel distance at, and then time the amount of time it takes to travel that distance at the speed that you're going to be using in the field, and then go and collect water out of each nozzle to obtain a specific number of ounces in that specific amount of time to actually say how many gallons per acre. That's just a fast overview of it. Everybody that knows spraying knows how to do it. If they don't, they ain't got no business spraying. But that one right there was big. It's dying. I'll be coming back and looking at you, especially down at the bottom, and make sure you ain't putting out no new growth. Just die. There's some leaves there that I'm not going to spray it again. You'll mess up my experiment. Okay. I could have swore when I was out there, standing right over there today, that I saw a bunch more of that up here. And that's why I came flying up here. I've been waiting for it to cool off. It has been a miserable day. I'm almost glad to go back to the cigar shop tomorrow. They keep cigars, I don't know, it's off topic, but I'll talk about it anyhow. Cigar tobacco is one of the most organically grown crops in the world. There are no chemicals used whatsoever on true cigar tobacco. And they test for it. And if they find chemicals in it, they don't want your product. Not for cigars. Well, as a result, you got this little creature called tobacco beetle. And he gets into the tobacco crop when it's green, and in the 3 dominant countries, 4 if you count Cuba, but since we can't trade with Cuba, I don't think much about Cuba. They send child labor out into the fields to pick bugs off. Interrupt my story. I have not sprayed you, but I wonder if the envive has caused you to lean over like that. Anyhow, I won't cause you to die. There you go. So anyhow, child labor goes out in the field and finds these beetles and picks them off and kills them. But there's not 100%. You're going to end up with, yep, that's probably the one that got my attention right there. Yeah, give him a good shot. You're still going to end up with the eggs in the tobacco. So you got beetle eggs in the tobacco. Now, if you know much about eggs, you know that they need a certain temperature to incubate in. And for that reason, cigar leaf tobacco needs to be kept in a cool environment. So the point of the story, cigar shop's kept at about 66 degrees. And I will for sure enjoy being in that tomorrow versus the last 2 days we've had here. Yeah, this is what I was seeing today. Lamb's quarter. Lamb's quarter. Now I was talking about, before my mind jumps all around, I was talking about how you determine application rate when you're using a backpack sprayer. Basically, make the plant look like it just caught a heavy dew, and that's all you need to do. Don't spray it and saturate it, create a heavy wet spot on the ground. If you'll discipline yourself to do that, you'll be fine. You won't hurt anything. And that's what I was so happy about with this Liberty it ain't burning the beans. I mean, I was burning beans and affecting them with the heavy rates of glyphosate, and mixing in the can't say the word now. Flex Star. Yeah, I was thinking about that other chemical. I was mixing in Flex Star. Now somebody, and I thank them for that, there's probably 7 ounces of Flex Star left in that 2.5 gallon jug that I had sitting up on the table. I was cleaning out the chemical cabinets while it was sitting up there. And then I did determine it was not Flex Star GT, it was just Flex Star. Flex Star GT has glyphosate in it. Cannot bring glyphosate near these beans. They're not glyphosate tolerant. They weren't gene spliced for that. So, won't be any glyphosate out here this year, which I'm glad of, because it don't work. Anyhow, I knew that since there's no glyphosate in that Flex Star, I could use it. But this fella, this viewer, commented not to do it. And the explanation they gave makes perfect sense. The Flex Star is incredibly hot, and it's all about that chemical hitting the plant first, shutting the plant down to the point that the plant is not able to actually take in the chemical that's in the Liberty Link. So in effect, you've made it impossible for the Liberty Link to actually get into the plant and kill it, which is contrary to what you actually want to achieve. Didn't even think about that. So it looks like the Flex Star may end up sitting in the jug. Of course, what I am noticing from these tests I'm doing out here with this backpack sprayer on the limited amount of breakthrough that I've got, this Liberty does not do much on grass. And one of the things I'd always enjoyed doing in my fields was going around the edges, the borders, and cleaning them up and killing the grass back 8 to 10 inches. I like to mow around my fields through the summertime, and with the grass killed back like that, I don't have to get real close to the field. Well, this is exciting when you actually know you've got a tool that works and you're out here accomplishing something with it, and not just making yourself feel good like you're trying to do something that you know is not going to work. Need some rain. Rain would, these beans would, I think they would just jump. They're almost to the point where they want to start fixing nitrogen. They're not there yet. They've still got that pale green color. When they get, I can recognize the color from the number of years I've been messing with soybeans. And when they hit that color, I like to come out here, find one spaced out like that one. It's by itself, or that one. Take my long spade and go a circle all the way around it and get the whole chunk of dirt up and set it in a bucket. Take it with me. Go to the garden hose, wash all the dirt off of it. And what you're looking for is something on the roots that at first glance you'd think, that plant's sick, it's got a disease. They look like little balls on the roots. But that's what happens when a soybean plant has reached the stage to start fixing its own nitrogen. And that's a process that can only occur if the seed is either inoculated before it's put in the dirt, which a lot of people do, or there's a specific certain type of bacteria that's already present in the dirt. I'm blessed to already have that bacteria. I'll tell you how blessed I am about that. Hey, motorcycle. I started growing soybeans, didn't know jack about any kind of inoculation or specific bacteria that needed to be in the soil. And it just so happened that that bacteria was in the soil and I got beans. Now, the fact that I got beans that year and the bacteria found it. The bacteria said, oh boy, and it thrived and multiplied. And that's why I keep being able to do beans on top of beans on top of beans. My problem is I've let the pH get out of control here, so I'm going to need another heavy dose of lime next year. And fertilizer is something I learned from a little experiment last year that I did on a real small piece of land with fertilizer. That, yeah, potash, need that. So probably need to get a lot of that back in this soil. Okay, yeah, walk right past y'all. Wasn't even looking at you. There's some for you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. This spot right here, I'm not surprised at all that there's this much breakthrough right here, because this spot was just totally covered last year. Totally. And I'm just knocking down the breakthrough because, like I said, when I came out here and started babbling, I know I got a tool that works, and I'm not ready to actually spray this field yet. Needs rain. Okay, I think I got them. Yeah, everything back over there still clean. This spot up here is a spot that was such a fiasco last year, and to see this sandy looking soil for 95-98%, morning glory, die, lamb's quarter, die, to see this 98% clean and not having seen it for the last 5 years, because you know weeds make a lot of seed, and if you're trying to farm on a piece of land and you let the weeds get loose and take over on it, you're in a bad way. It's getting kind of dark out here. I don't know whether these glasses are recording worth a flip under these light conditions. You're probably not seeing much, and I should probably just turn them off. I'm gonna go over here and there's some morning glory down this side of this field, and I'm gonna get it while I'm walking back towards the house. Yeah, this field got wrapped up in morning glory. Yeah, I'm glad this is actually going after the nuisance weeds. I wish it killed grass too, but it doesn't do that. Can't have everything, I guess. Yeah, morning glory, aggravating stuff. Right out here on the edge, I guess I was turning the boom off too soon, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff here on the edge. Water hemp, die. Morning glory, water hemp, morning glory. Well, everybody's getting too dark here. I want to thank everybody for watching my videos, supporting my channel. I'm coming up on a subscriber number that I'm getting really excited about. I never thought, I mean, I started the channel, as I said, I started it to, you know, see if there was anybody that was interested in watching what a real small little 24-acre farmer would be up to down here in North Carolina. And not in my wildest dreams did I ever think that so many people would start watching, nor did I have any idea that I'd actually become so fond of people and enjoying talking to them. I think it's a gift from God or something. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed, commented, engaged me in conversation. Thank you very much for that. And I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.